Boy, it's hot. Heat index of 110 today. It's humid. It's deer season. It's just started. It's June. It's the last day of June. In fact, it's sweltering hot, which is to be expected, but this is one of my favorite times of the year. We're going to get the cameras hung up today, and I'm actually going to show you a few advanced tactics that I've used over the years that kind of help to get deer in front of the camera, especially during that first soak when you have them out the first time of the year. So we're going to do a little bit of work, get a spot set up here. We're going to show you a few tips and tricks I've used, and then we're going to let it sit and be back in a couple weeks. We'll show you what we find out. Let me show you what we're going to do here. Alright, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. A lot of times I like to have my camera set on the fringe of maybe some bedding area or some security cover, and this is exactly what we have right here. This is an origin corner that comes out of some thick, expansive timber. There's several stands down the bottom, but I want to be able to access the camera with the pickup because I don't want to have to walk in here a long ways, especially when it's hot like it is today, and also the deer don't really react negatively to a vehicle like this. There's not a deer alive, especially in Iowa here, that is not seeing a vehicle for farm use or whatever purpose. So that's what we're going to do. The camera's going to be right down here in the corner, and as you know, deer are actually a creature of habit. A big buck is lazy. He does not like to move, and so he's going to take the path of least resistance. And you'll notice in the pickup here I've got the lawnmower, I've got the weed whacker, I've got a couple other tools like a handsaw and a hand pruner. And what we're going to actually do in this grass field, we're going to open up a big spot that from a distance the deer are going to be able to see. They're going to see that it's open. It's not going to take a lot of work to walk through it. I'm going to cut a trail in the grass directly on the main trail that's pouring out of the woods into the grass here. So we're actually going to create an attractive area where they can come and feed. And you'll also notice that I have a couple bags of full kernel corn here. You have a couple options this time of year. A lot of people really like to use mineral. I prefer not to because the mineral leaches down into the soil. The deer eat the soil. When the corn is gone, it's gone and the deer won't use it anymore. So that's the important thing. That's the reason I picked corn. You can go and get some of this animal corn that's in the whole kernel. You can get shelled corn from your local co-op. Personally, this time of year I like to start out with whole cob corn because it takes them a while to get it off of the cob. It kind of forces them to stay there and take their time, which that in itself is the whole purpose of having bait in front of your camera. You want them to stop. You want them to spend a little bit of time in front of your camera. Gives you the opportunity to get a lot more pictures. So we're going to show you a little bit about how I'm going to set the area up, how it looks, and we're going to get out of here. A couple things you're going to want to take with you whenever you go to hang cameras. These are obvious, but I forget them too. Make sure you've got batteries to put in your camera, and make sure you got SD cards. And one of the things I'm going to encourage you with the first soak, you're going to want to let it sit for 2 weeks. Typically throughout the summer, I will leave my cards and cameras sit for a week, but that very first time, I'm going to leave it for 2 weeks. I've just found, especially on this property in particular, it takes the bucks a good 2 weeks to find the bait and for them to spend time and come back and revisit it time after time. So 4 gig card, I expect to have probably 1,000 to 1,500 pictures on this first pull, which is going to be 2 weeks from now. So it's important to make sure you got plenty of storage space, make sure your batteries are fresh, make sure you got plenty of bait. As you'll notice, I have 2 bags here. That is to double bait the site so that it is going to last for an extended period of time. And we're going to get things set up. Alright, well, we got the camera in the position that we wanted in. We had to trim out a few branches, but this grass is about 5 foot tall, and there's a very busy trail coming out of the timber right here. What I'm going to do is take the weed whacker and the lawnmower. I'm going to open up a spot that's about 15 yards in diameter, and that's going to be something that will visually appeal to the deer as they come out. They're naturally going to want to stop. They're going to find the food in the middle, and that's going to be right in front of the camera. All right, now we got this all cleared off. got the kids with me. This is a great time of year to get them exposed to the game of deer hunting, even though it's early. Now I cleared all this off. Looks like a lot of work, but you'll notice the grass is really tall. The deer are going to have a hard time finding a bait pile, or the camera is going to get a lot of pictures of the weeds blowing in the wind. So we really want to make sure that we can maximize the efforts we put in with this camera, get as many pictures as possible. We're going to put the bait out here. I want to emphasize that I am not hunting over this bait. It is not legal to hunt over bait in Iowa. It is legal, however, to bait for your trail cameras. And again, I picked the corn because once it's gone, and the deer will no longer visit the site just to eat. So this puts the deer in front of the camera, gives them a reason to come back. You're going to get better pictures because of it. Alright, well, we got this site set up. We cleared it out again. The biggest issue here is I wanted the grass to be down. We cut it low enough, that's why I use the mower, so that it doesn't grow back super fast. So corn is out to get the deer here and give us a lot of great pictures, but this is the beginning of deer season for me and my family, and we're excited to get things going. It's hot. Tomorrow's July 1st. As far as I'm concerned, deer season started. You guys ready for deer season? Yeah, it's hot, isn't it? All right, well, we're sweaty. We're going to get back to the air conditioner, and we'll be back here in 2 weeks.